success depends not only on those in government, but on every Nigerian.
Senate dissects 2025 budgets, convenes retreats. Says Nigeria's 49.7 trillion naira 2025 budgets will address needs, hopes and aspirations of citizens. Experts harp on tackling multi-dimensional challenges affecting sustainable road maintenance to mitigate incessant road failures.
The oil industry will be together to discuss issues affecting the oil industry.
And petroleum industry stakeholders review industry status to galvanize support and resolve emerging concerns. Hello and welcome to the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. We're live in Abuja. I am Dennis Adegunloye. The Senate and House of Representatives Committees on Interior have commended the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, over the 2024 budget performance of the ministry. The joint committees gave the commendation when the minister appeared at the National Assembly to defend the 2025 budget's proposal of the ministry. Tunji-Ojo told the lawmakers that the ministry's internally generated revenue exceeded its target in the 2024 budget. The minister explained that the increase in the IGR was because a lot of key sectors within the ministry came alive in the last financial year. He said that the total target for 2024 was 2 billion naira, adding that it generated over 5 billion naira in the year under review.
We made sure that we embraced digital transformation. And with digital transformation, it means that unlimited number of people can enjoy a service at a particular time. So these were some of the innovations that were brought to the affairs of the ministry and its agencies.
The legislators commended the IGR figures, but also highlighted some areas for improvement.
Honourable Minister, first I want to commend you, for the quantum leap in revenue generation, between 2023 and 2024.
I also want to congratulate you, even though inflationary pressures, may have devalued a lot of the improvement that you have made.
I'm so concerned because 3 of my constituencies are at the border areas, and the 3 of them are equally affected by Boko Haram. So, Honorable Minister, what are you doing to make these things different?
I see foreigners managing supermarkets, small stores. As nobody can tell me that Nigerians cannot be a sales manager in a small company. So I think you need to review that. We do need to ensure that the jobs that are available are not taken over.
The minister proposed more than 6.6 billion for the 2025 budget. Well, Nigeria's 2025 budget of 49.7 trillion naira has been described as ambitious, necessitating the Senate to convene an interactive session. This allowed all segments to actively participate to make it fit for purpose through implementation to meet the needs, hopes and aspirations of citizens. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
A lot of people after this will not come here, but they will go to television, sit down, analyze, criticize, and say things that they themselves will not be able to do.
The President of the Senate, in his opening address, appealed to Nigerians to take the fiscal plan as a collaborative mission.
The African prophet rightly reminds us, the man who uses the spoon with his neighbor does not eat alone. This budget is our collective responsibility, and we must take it soon. Its success depends not only on those in government, but on every Nigerian, on our shared determination to demand transparency embrace accountability, and ensure faithful implementation of the budget whenever it's eventually passed.
Contributions will be properly received by the Operation Committee, analyzed by its areas of experts for further factoring into their reports.
The guest lecturer, who is also a professor of economics, says by adopting and implementing the right reforms, Nigeria can move from the threshold of greatness to the center of gravity.
Ensure that they also focus their investment in sectors like education and health and infrastructure. Capital allocation must be, every project must define how much job are they going to create. For every $10 billion naira you have, you can generate one job, direct or indirect. And we see that if you use that and apply that to the economy, the 2025 budget is capable of generating about 1.3 million jobs.
Chairman of the Senate Committee on Appropriations describes the retreat as a crucial phase in the legislative process required for the passage of the budget.
The essence of this deliberation today goes far beyond surface-level discussion of figures and allocation. It is fundamentally about ensuring that every naira allocated is strategically invested in projects and programs that are tangible and improve lives of Nigerians.
Our president, a very, very bold person that he is, convinced the nation that we need to take necessary, difficult choices that will steer our economy in the right direction. And with your support, those choices have been taken. Many, many innovative schemes, again with your support, have been introduced that we are confident that the economy is facing the right direction.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, was among those that participated in the retreat. The event honored the late Adeomi Oriomi Ononuga, the Deputy Chief Whip of the House of Representatives, who died Wednesday. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Away from the National Assembly, the Petroleum Industry Stakeholders Forum is important for critical stakeholders in oil and gas to review the status of the industry, formulate policies, galvanize industry supports, and resolve emerging concerns. Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, Heineken Lokpobiri, said the forum will aid speedy resolution of issues by the policy-making and regulatory bodies, thereby helping to mitigate disputes and deepen cooperation among stakeholders. Here again is Lydia Sampson.
Convened by the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, industry players say the forum, which held behind closed doors, will consolidate ongoing efforts to drive business growth and stimulate much-needed investment in the sector.
The real issue is to bring, a forum, to create a forum where the leadership of the oil industry will be together to discuss issues affecting the oil industry. Just like you have the Bankers Committee, you have, the Capital Market Committee that sits from time to time to address issues concerning those sectors. That's essentially, the whole issue,
The industry players are on the same page with the minister that the forum is chronicling a new approach to the sector.
The key takeaway is a great first start, and I hope, and I'm almost sure, that we will continue this to truly make this whole industry, the whole industry from upstream, midstream and downstream, to great benefit of Nigerians.
We are independent petroleum marketers, and shortchanging anybody is not part of our policy. We normally sell 1 liter as 1 liter. We don't shortchange anybody. Remember that we are indigenous Nigerians marketers, and we help our brothers.
The forum, which attracted captains of industry across the country, is expected to hold regularly as scheduled by the key players. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Motorable roads remain critical enablers to Nigeria's efforts at ramping up development. Guests on Good Morning Nigeria wants the multi-dimensional challenges affecting sustainable road maintenance tackled to mitigate incessant road failures. Let's hear again from Lydia Sampson.
90% of movements in Nigeria is done by road. These roads are classified into Trunk A for federal roads, Trunk B for states and C for local governments. The guests agreed that though a large chunk of roads are in deplorable conditions, efforts are being intensified to change the narrative for better. They want the FEMA Act reviewed.
Oftentimes, without even the knowledge of the management of FEMA, we go out to site and we have consultants working with us, consultants, key engineers who follow us to site to take core samples, evaluate, and give us a report of what they have seen and what needs to be done. I think it's about prioritizing and about following the money. So far, we have done much in that regard in terms of engaging FEMA with the minister to really ramp up our inspection and evaluation of the impact of the work we are doing.
While advocating for prioritization of critical roads, accessibility for economic and energy security, the guest wants more funding options, stressing that government alone cannot tackle the enormous cost of road construction and maintenance.
Traditionally, now we are constructing our road with what we call the empirical Marshall test asphalt. The super paved is another special asphalt. But what I'm trying to say is that all these things are guided by standard and specifications for anything you are constructing that will last that 20 or 30 years. And if you design and follow those federal highway specifications for bridges and roads, there's no way you will have any issues.
It's to work in collaboration and partnership to ensure that infrastructure that we've put in so much money on achieves the intended value, which is to maximize the utility and serviceability of existing road infrastructure.
They harped on the need for continuous stakeholders' engagement and awareness creation to mitigate harmful practices on the part of the people affecting roads negatively. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
The attention of the Minister of Works, David Umahi, has been drawn to a widely circulated but baseless and maliciously orchestrated rumour that the Third Mainland Bridge is shaky and defective. The rumour, for all intents and purposes, is nothing but an falsehood that by the fifth columnist, whose mission is to undermine the confidence and solidarity reposed on the works sector of the renewed Hope administration by Nigerians. A release by the Special Advisor on Media to the Minister of Works, Orji Uchenna Orji, noted that the Minister of Works had, upon getting wind of this needless rumour, and for the benefit of doubt, deployed a team of engineers led by the Federal Controller of Works in charge of Lagos State, Olukorede Kesha, to inspect the entire length and width of the bridge, measuring 11 kilometres, with a view to ascertaining if by the whiskers anything went amiss with the Third Mainland Bridge. The report is the same, that the bridge is hale and hearty, and its integrity is undoubtedly intact. In other news, one of the ambitious drives of the Tinubu administration is for Nigeria to achieve an open defecation status by 2030. And to meet this target, the federal government is reaffirming commitment to prioritizing sanitation and hygiene as critical components of national development. Usman Zubiru reports that this was at a two-day training workshop on the Clean Nigeria campaign for Community Development Service of the NYSC.
Clean Nigeria campaign Use Toilets was launched in November 2019 to focus on ending open defecation, improve sanitation and hygiene. However, since the flag-off of the campaign, there has been remarkable but slow progress in achieving the targets. At its stands, only 136 LGA out of 774 and GIGA certified ODF free and safe for sanitation practice.
136 local governments cut across only 19 states. So again, we still have a whole lot of other states, about 17, including the FCT, that also need to take that action to ensure, that we meet the target of ending open defecation.
This strategic workshop, put together by the Federal Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation in collaboration with the Self-Help Africa, is a clarion call to action to collaborate with the NYSC in mobilizing co-members nationwide through CDS activities to trigger a sanitation revolution that will end open defecation in the country.
We need to redouble our efforts towards achieving our target of ending open defecation by the year 2030.
Local officers will take the campaign to clean our environments and bring an end to open defecation in our respective communities.
This training workshop, you will gain valuable insights that will enhance your role in our efforts to reach out to individuals in our various communities across the country.
Discussions were focused on how to drive behavioral change in attitude and involvement of critical stakeholders that are passionate and committed to making a positive impact in the sanitation sector. In Abuja, Osman Zubairu, NTA News.
This is the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. More reports in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back. Reports just reaching us indicates that the National Assembly and the Budget Office have agreed to review the 2025 budget envelope for the Ministry of Information and National Orientation. We'll have more details in our subsequent bulletin. Now, work has reached an advanced stage at the ongoing rehabilitation of Manna Water Works in Bida, Niger State, with the supply of 5 MVA power transformers and other accessories expected to power the treatment plants for maximum efficiency. The intervention by the National Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission is aimed at boosting water supply at the more than 40-year-old water treatment plant as part of its corporate social responsibility to the people of the area. Fatima Usman reports.
In its quest to fulfill one of its mandates of enhancing development for people affected by the activities of hydroelectric dams, the National Hydroelectric Power Producing Area Development Commission is rehabilitating and upgrading the Bida Manna Water Works abandoned since 2016. The ongoing water rehabilitation project is now at 90% completion, with 26 of the 28 items needed provided to resuscitate the treatment water plant for efficient water supply to Bida and its environs. Hyperdeck has so far replaced all poles, supplied aluminium conductors, cross arms, tie straps, port insulators, spindles, and acquired 5 MVA power transformers with 400 amps RMU, as well as upgraded the 11 kVA line to 33 kVA high tension line.
What we really want to achieve is to be able to see how the treatment plant can be powered so that the community will be able to have access to a portable, treated quality water.
The transformer will take the entirety of the treatment plant, because the treatment plant has a capacity of treating 5,000 cubic liters of water per hour. And some confirmatory tests were carried out. An outcome of the confirmatory test were satisfactory. The final installation will come as soon as we receive the report from the NEMSA and AEDC.
The Commission is also expected to service and reintegrate the initial 1 MVA transformer with the new acquired 5 MVA power transformer. I am Fatima Usman, NTA News.
To curtail the menace of noise pollution within the FCT, the National Environmental Standards Regulation and Enforcement Agency has moved to wield the big stick on defaulters. Environment correspondent Minat Daniels reports that the civilian garden located in Nasarawa State was the agency's first port of call.
Located within a residential area at Abacha Road, Mararaba, Nasarawa State, is Civilian Gardens, a relaxation center reportedly notorious for noise pollution. According to Dr. Innocent Bariko, the Director General of NESRA, who spoke through the Director, Inspector and Enforcement, Dr. Christopher Becker, upon reports and several notification and interaction which yielded no results, the facility was sealed up.
Imagine the fact that this is behind your house. You can't sleep. You can't have a good rest, which actually your homes are supposed to be. We investigated the complaint and found out that the noise that was happening within that garden, is an event garden, was far above the regulatory limits. Before the place is unsealed, the issues have to be abated.
The agency stated the commitment of NESRA towards ensuring Nigerians enjoy a high quality of life through effective environmental regulation and enforcement, promising that more enforcement exercises will be underway in all the states of the Federation. In Abuja, Minna Daniels, NTA News.
The National Directorate of Employment has taken another step in its fight against unemployment as it begins construction of lock-up shops across the country under its Renewed Hope Employment Initiative. At the groundbreaking ceremony for the Southwest region held in Osun State, Pioneer National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Chief Bisi Akande, commended the worthy initiative of the Director General of the NDE, Silas Agara, which he says will curb rural-urban migration in the country. Kayode Oladoshu reports.
The Renewed Hope Mass Employment Creation Initiative, launched last year by the National Directorate of Employment, ensures inclusivity by selecting a minimum of 10 participants from every electoral ward across Nigeria's 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. At the groundbreaking ceremony of lock-up shops for the Southwest region in Ila, Osun State, Pioneer National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Chief Bisi Akande, expressed that the initiative will boost economic activities of local communities and aid employment opportunities.
I'm happy it's happening, and I will be happy when it happens all over the country. And it's going to, escalate, let me say, the hope agenda of Bola Tinubu.
NDE Director General Silas Agara reiterated the agency's commitment to empowering Nigerians as he assured that deserving trainees would receive startup capital, equipment, and working tools.
If you look at the priority area of the Renew Hope agenda, item number 4 and 6 directly touches on what NDE is doing. And that's why we're key into the Renew Hope agenda, to ensure that we support the present administration in delivering certain goals to the communities.
When the NDE now plan to bring these lock-up shops, I was happy. I know it will be a good benefit for my people. It will boost the commerce of this place.
The Director General of NDE later inspected a building donated to the agency for Skill Acquisition Center in Ilorin. Kayode Oladoshu, NTA News.
Following last year's devastating floods, the Swiss government pledged to provide technical support to Yobe State, focusing on flood prevention and disaster risk reduction, with a view to building resilient communities ravaged by disasters. The commitment was made during a meeting between the Swiss Deputy Ambassador and officials from the Yobe State government. Yunusa Suleiman reports.
Year after year, flooding arising from human and natural causes has consistently proven to be a recurring threat, necessitating unified and coordinated efforts to mitigate its devastating impacts. This meeting between Swiss delegation, led by its deputy ambassador and Yobe State officials, is to explore areas of technical support and other opportunities for sustainable flood management in the state.
Well, so we're here on a scoping mission. I would also like to congratulate you for the upcoming hosting of the Chad Basin Governors Forum, which I was told which will take place in Maiduguri.
For us, it is essential that everything that we do here in Yobe contributes to what the Yobe state government wants to do.
Governor Memala Buni, who appreciated the commitment of Swiss government to fostering international partnership and addressing disaster risk challenges, assured that Yobe will continue to provide enabling environment aimed at building resilient communities and implementing innovative infrastructure to safeguard lives and livelihoods in the state.
When we came on board, one thing we did was to dismantle the IDP camps, to work towards resettling the people back to their communities with dignity, not by force.
Communities devastated by last year's flood are optimistic that the meeting will yield concrete and actionable strategies for preventing and controlling future floods. In the Damaturu, Yunusa Suleiman, NTA News.
That concludes the news desk 3 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Dennis Adigunloye.